Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Call of Cthulhu here on Dork Tales. I am your keeper, Kelle, and I'm excited to be here today because we have a fantastic adventure from Doors to Darkness. We are playing Servants of the Lake here. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my cast. A couple of things real quick before we begin, though. This is Call of Cthulhu, which means that we have a lot of horror to discuss, but also I want to give a quick disclaimer. H.P. Lovecraft was and remains a very controversial figure who had a lot of very, very rough opinions that were even awful for his day and age. However, the Cthulhu mythos and a lot of the horror he inspired is a fantastic touchstone in our literary tradition. So there is a balance where we have to try to figure out where we leave his cultural racism and bigotry behind, and where we take some of the ideas and move forward with them. We're going to try to do that. I've cut anything out of the module that I found does not really fit how we live as a society today, while still encapsulating what it means to be a character in the 1920s. And I hope you join us for that, and that you enjoy what we have in front of you. So without further ado, let me pass it over. Let's do a big circle. Hello, start with Jen. Hi, Jen. How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
I'm doing okay overall. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm going to kill you, but it's going to be good.
I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
So, hi, I'm Jen, and I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Anna Sawyer, a horror author in the 1920s under the pseudonym of Harold Sawyer because it's the 1920s. And her pronouns are also she, her.
Nice. All right, let's pass over to Camille.
Hi, I'm Millie Millsworth, Professor Millington. My pronouns are they and them or she and her, and I'm playing Dana Baptiste, prestidigitator extraordinaire, which is a very fancy word for a magician who's quite pompous and full of themselves. Determined to find the truth of the magic in the world, of which there clearly is some.
All right, let's pass it down to Mike.
Hi everyone, it's me, Michael, and today I'm going to be playing Father Stephen Kolski. We're both using he, him pronouns, and I don't know what to say other than I hope there's lots of tentacles and a lot of screaming. Cthulhu.
There will at least be a few tentacles. All right, and finally, over to Kelle. Hey, Kelle.
Hey, it's Kelle from up the road, and I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Minerva Felch, Minnie. You can call her Minnie, that's okay. And she also uses she, her. And she is an alienist, which is an old French term for what is now a psychiatrist. And she kind of prefers that old word of the profession because she's a little bit more in the esoteric kind of psychiatry. So if you think there's multiple personalities in the world, she totally does too.
I have several myself. Okay, so I've got Anna.
I'm also not dead yet.
You're not dead yet, no.
Not yet.
Then Father.
Start the timer.
Yeah, countdown going.
All
That's
right.
what you should put in the bottom corner as a death clock.
The death clock?
Yeah.
Death clock. All right, so folks, today we're playing Servants of the Lake, which is a module from Doors to Darkness, like I said. Thank you so much to chaosium for providing this module for us to run here on Dork Tales. Now, our story begins when one of you receives a phone call. Who would have ties to a wealthy banker? So there were a couple of options. You thought the therapist, right?
I thought the therapist, because if she's the one, who's been in contact with the subject, then yeah.
It's a normal night in your apartment, the flat that you share with your roommates. You're typing up some of your case notes from the day, when suddenly the phone rings. You hear it echo out in the hallway to you, because that's the way it would be. And well, you're typing. Would you ask one of your roommates to get it for you? Since you share it with the old biddy across the hallway, Mrs. Schwarzkopf. And if she gets on that phone,
I'd rather just go and get it myself.
Okay.
So I'll dash out there. I'm probably not far from the hall. Small apartments and whatnot.
Small apartments, yeah, absolutely. So heading into the hallway, you'll get there just as you see Mrs. Schwarzkopf's door begin to...
Oh, I've got it, dearie. Thanks for checking. Hello.
Do you go by Dr. or Mrs. Felch?
Doctor.
Oh, a progressive woman.
Yes. Oh, yes. Hello, Dr. Felch.
Yes, Dr. Felch?
Yes.
It's... We've spoken before. I'm Gerald Fraser. You examined my son a week or two ago?
Yes, Mr. Fraser. Yes. Yes, how are you? How can I help you?
Help is exactly what I am looking for.
Oh,
James has gone missing.
missing. How so?
We had an argument.
Oh dear.
He finally went through with his plan on absconding from university, leaving his program behind, and heading up to Kingsport to visit that tart he's been seeing.
Oh, yes, he mentioned her. I don't recall her
Bet
name
he did.
offhand.
He's Emily.
Yes, Emily.
Of course he's mentioned her. She's the only thing that he's been thinking about or talking about since he went to that damn school. Pardon my language, my lady.
Certainly.
I'm beside myself. He has been gone for... He should have reached Kingsport 9 days ago. It's a simple drive. It shouldn't have taken him more than a day or so to reach it.
And was he driving himself?
Yes, he was.
Hmm.
He drives a black Chrysler coupe. Quite a nice new model.
Hmm.
He should have had no problem making it there in a reasonable amount of time, but... Well, 9 days and no word, and the girl hasn't seen anything. I even had the police go... do a quick check around, but I've been trying to keep it quiet.
Of course. But nothing.
I wouldn't be calling if I had anything.
Obviously.
Now, Dr. Felch, when we agreed on your investigation of James's rebel streak, you struck me as someone who could get things done. I was recommended to you by some very private individuals. I'm hoping that you can observe that same privacy with me and this matter.
Yes.
I was also told that you
believe
can
I
get things done and that you have a habit of finding things where they have gone missing.
I do try.
Excellent. I'm willing to offer you and any other investigator that you need to hire to find my son a $200 retainer per person.
That's incredibly generous.
The life of my son and his safety are beyond worth. There's no price tag you can put on him. But I hope $200 is a good start for your services. There's a courier waiting at your front door with
Very
your
well.
initial payment.
Thank you. First off, I should think that the route he would have taken should be investigated, traveled, just to rule out any possible accident. You don't know if he's had an accident or if anything's happened to him on his trip, and no one might know.
Well, I suggest that you consult a road map. Massachusetts is a large state, but it's not the largest in the Union.
Does he have a regular route? Do you happen to know?
As far as I know, he's never driven up there to visit the girl before. They met earlier.
But he has been to the school.
To Kingsport?
Yes.
Why would we waste it? To my knowledge, he has not. He would have no reason to, besides this strumpet.
All right. That's good information. That's needed to determine which route he might have taken.
Yes.
So possibly the most expeditious, I would imagine. Very well. I will see about getting started with this.
What I can tell you is that you're right to be worried about a potential motor vehicle incident.
Yes.
During our conversation, we had an argument. Before he hung up, he said that he was dead tired and was going to try to stop and spend the night at a motel before heading all the way to Kingsport. He was a responsible young man in spite of his rebellious streak and was concerned about being able to drive into the dark of night.
Very good information. Thank you. That's very helpful. It shall inform my search.
You can do this, Dr. Felcher?
Felch, yes.
Yes, Felch. My apologies. Doctor.
Perfectly understandable. You're most stressed right now.
And this falls inside of your patient confidentiality clause that you mentioned prior?
Yes, it does. You do understand. I am not at liberty to discuss with you anything I've discussed with James. It's at least for the time being, until we know if he's all right.
All I care about is making sure that he is found safe and sound. Can you do that?
Yes, that's entirely my concern as well.
Good. Do what you have to. The courier is at the front door.
Very well. I will go and meet him and set out first thing in the morning.
Good. I expect updates when
yes,
available.
I shall be in touch with you as soon as I know anything.
Good day.
Yes.
Now, as you are there, what I would like... Now, do you live with both of these other ladies?
I thought that perhaps live with Dana. Anna is a friend of Dana's, I understand.
So how about you were both over in the apartment doing your own thing at that point? I would like you both to make me a listen roll to eavesdrop on this conversation from the hallway, because I don't believe that...
Thin walls in the twins.
Thin walls, and I didn't hear you shut the door, so I think that Minnie might not have.
Okay, so how do I do this?
So take a percentile.
Dana would be very interested in eavesdropping, but she has failed.
She's failed. So roll under your listen score.
I did not.
All right.
I rolled a 93.
Holy crap.
Meanwhile, Minerva is going down to the door to meet this courier.
All right. So
Phone call and she's going downstairs.
So you definitely would not be able to hear what was happening on the call. You'd get a little bit of Minnie's side of things, but then you hear her going down toward the front door. Now, who could she be going to meet at a day like today? Her typewriter's still keyed up. What do you do?
A young, vulnerable woman like her clearly shouldn't go down to meet a stranger at the door unaccompanied.
No, you need chaperones, so let's go.
All right.
Put down my deck and follow her along.
Yeah.
Heading down to the front door behind her, you will see that there's a young, probably about 18, 19-year-old black man at the front door, wearing a courier's hat, dressed in a fairly prim. It was pressed at the beginning of the day, but this man has been run ragged on the back of his bicycle as he's been delivering messages and things all day. And he looks quite tired. But as you open the door, his eyes will brighten and he'll look down at the envelope and look back up at you and...
Yes, young man.
Ma'am, do you know if there's a Dr. Felch inside of this building?
Yes, that's me, young man.
Use.
Put her hand out.
Yes, ma'am. And he will hand it out to you after a moment of reflection on whether or not a woman can be a doctor at this day and age.
And she'll hand him a few coins as a thank you for being so prompt.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all have yourself a good day now.
You too. Have a good evening.
He moves back to his bicycle, and you can see like he's got a messenger bag that's kind of still swelling even as the sun is beginning to turn red on the horizon. And he goes back, dinging his bell a couple of times as he rides into traffic with just
Bye-bye.
careless disregard for his own safety, probably, to get this job done. As you look at the envelope, it is stuffed. Do you take a peek into it on the street?
No, because you don't know what's in there, and there's privacy, and so she'll close the door and bring it in before she opens it.
As you turn around, have you gone all the way to the front door, or are you?
I feel like
all...
Anna and Dana are like doing that look around
Peeking
the
out the
corner
door.
thing.
Peering
Into
the
the
top of the
stairwell?
stairs,
Okay.
right behind you. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So you are going to shut the front door and see their heads leaning over the
And
banister.
that's not a surprise. Product of the times. If you're women, I mean, even nowadays women look out for women.
You take photos of your Tinder date, you send them and say where you're going. Yeah, I know. All right. So they are looming and looking down at you.
Anything interesting?
Secret admirer.
Ooh. I didn't
One
think that
wishes,
one.
but no, could be interesting though.
An interesting
It's-
admirer. That's not a secret.
Not an admirer, I'm afraid. Let's go inside.
The mystery deepens.
Mm,
I love mysteries.
yes, a little bit. I'm just going to open the envelope first and find out what's in it before she.
$200 in cash floods out
100
into your hand as you break the
simoleons.
seal on the envelope.
Oh,
And
my.
amidst it, you are going to see there is a photograph. A
Okay.
photograph of that you will recognize as James Fraser from your brief interaction. Now, James he's an attractive man in his very early 20s, late teens. He's either 19 or 20 at this point. Lantern jawed, kind of soulful eyes. Definitely has a little bit of what will be the Dean Martin look to him. Hair kind of coiffed in a short, almost cesarean cut around his brows. He's got kind of like sandy blonde hair, kind of moving a little bit way toward dirty. And as you take out the photo, you'll see that handwritten in the same hand as the checks that you were paid with for his single
sessions.
session of treatment. Was James Fraser, 6'2", blonde hair, brown eyes, drives a black Chrysler coupe, license plate AB 1652.
Okay.
So that is written on the back there.
Oh,
Cute kids.
patient. Only met with him the once, but seems he's gone missing. His father's most concerned, and neither his girlfriend nor the police have been able to track him down. It's possible he's gone missing on his trip, either an accident or something else. His father's very concerned, but he'd like to keep it a little bit on the quiet side, if you catch my meaning. So,
And Anna's gonna pick up some of the cash. Wealthy.
very, very. He's a bit of a magnate in town here.
The police
Land
can't find
or
him.
banking. I don't know that they've looked very hard. He didn't say about making whether or not they drove any possible route. He didn't know what route that he might have taken. Seems he was going to visit the girl, the girlfriend at her school at Kingston. Sorry, was it Kingston?
In Kingston, yeah.
At
Is it
Kingston.
Kingston or is it Kingsport?
Oh, it is Kingsport. Pardon me. Thank you.
Kingsport, thank you. Yes, the university up at Kingsport. So probably the best bet. Most likely he's had some type of an accident, possibly, and not be seen off the roadside.
Definitely didn't make it there. He's not just avoiding his father.
Don't think so. The police say the girl hasn't seen him. He should have been there about 8 or 9 days ago.
That is a long
It's
time.
quite
to be
some
missing.
time to be missing.
Yes.
Well, you girls doing anything in the next few days?
Supposed to be writing, but I could always use inspiration.
Show is already canceled.
Well, I think we should see about hiring a car and going for a little road trip.
When you think about hiring a car and going for a road trip, you know that that usually means hiring your friend Stanley. Part driver, part muscle. He's a good sort and usually has your back for pretty cheap. You know the gym that he usually hangs out at, so you're free to give it a call from the apartment building's phone.
Hmm. And what time is it about?
Right now, I'd say it's probably about 4 p.m.
Okay, so he could be there. All right. Yeah, she'll. Yeah, Minnie will probably want to get a call in there as soon as possible because Mrs. Nosybody across the hall, she'll probably want to get on the phone in the evening to talk to her sister. And let's do that before she gets on there. She'll never get off.
All right. A couple of minutes later, you're on the phone and across town. What's the name of the gym that the father helps train at, Mike?
That would be Adam's Sports Gym.
Okay, Adam's gym, of course.
Yep.
And at 4 p.m. on a Thursday, what is the father doing?
He's probably there sweeping up.
Okay.
Because I mean that's it's not the weekend. I mean it's definitely not a Sunday, so he tries to keep busy when you know, and he has the freedom to kind of pursue his own life because he's kind of a junior at the church. He doesn't always run everything, but he does run errands, so he kind of has the freedom to go out into the world, and he's surprisingly popular at the gym too. It's probably all the speeches of inspiration.
Mm-hmm. So, the single phone inside of the gym begins ringing.
I'll get it.
Yeah, you better
Give me a
get
moment.
it. Biff, biff, biff,
Yeah.
biff.
Just a minute. I'll put
Thanks,
the broom
Padre.
down. Put the broom down and run over to get it.
Okay.
Hello, Adam's gym. Mr. Adams out of the country right now. This is Father Stephen. Can I help you?
Oh, hello, Father Stephen. It's Dr. Minerva Felch. I was. How are you?
Oh, I'm quite well. Is this the doctor that I've seen down at the church occasionally?
Occasionally, yes. I was wondering if that nice young fellow Stanley was around.
No, unfortunately, Stanley is also out of the country right now. He's actually, like, I'm one of his trainers, and I'm kind of looking after his things while he's gone. Is there anything you needed from him, or is it perhaps there's something I could help you with?
Well, I'm not sure. I was hoping he was available for a couple of days. I'm in a bit of a predicament. I've been asked to go and well, you're a padre. You understand, the sanctimony of the confessional. Not that this is a confessional, but you understand. You understand privacy, Father.
Well, understandable. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, Stanley helps me out on some things. Usually driving. I have need of a vehicle for a road trip. I've been asked to look for a young man who seems to have gone missing. His family would like to keep it a little bit on the quiet side.
Oh, okay. He is out of the country. I mean, I do have the keys to his He's staying up at a boarding house, but I do have the keys there, and I'm pretty sure his car is there as well. I mean, he does let me borrow it occasionally when I have to move things from the church, but
Well, I'm looking to hire somebody for this. So would you happen to have time, Father, for a few days to do a little road trip?
I, when you say hire, what kind of hiring are you talking about?
Well, to use the vehicle, the petrol and your time, of course.
Oh, um, I guess that would be okay. I mean, Stanley did say I could use the vehicle if I needed it. And if we returned it to him with full gas, I'm sure he would be okay with
Oh, of
me.
course, of course.
We're not planning on taking it off road or anything, are we? Because
No. Just a little quick trip through Massachusetts.
oh, I think that would be probably acceptable. Who's
Yes.
going on this trip? Yourself, I'm assuming.
Myself and a couple of companions, just for some extra eyes, make the trip a little bit more interesting.
And it's just for a few days at the most, because Stanley is supposed to be back next week, and I don't want to
Yes.
impose on
Well,
him.
I do hire Stanley quite frequently for this, but if he's out of town and you have some time, I think that would be most appropriate.
Well, if you're willing to pay for my time, I mean,
Absolutely.
I think that'd be acceptable. I mostly volunteer here at the gym anyways, so
Well, if you have the time for a few days, we shouldn't take more than that. Drive up, drive back, see if we can find this young man and have some good news for his family.
okay, well, just give me your address and I will get some things together and I'll go over to Stanley's and get the vehicle. I'm assuming you're relatively nearby, so give me a couple hours.
Oh, we don't need to set out tonight. We can set out in the morning.
Well, even better then.
Yes. Shall we say 8 o'clock?
Sounds lovely. I will see you then.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you, Father. You're most helpful.
I'll try my best, Doctor.
Very well.
Good
Thank
evening.
you and have a good night.
All right. So while she was on that phone call in the hallway, you two already have enough to start looking into some things regarding this, if you'd like. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So why don't I get you to, let's do, I guess plotting his route would probably be the quickest way to do this. So that could be probably a research roll. Let's see.
Library use?
Yeah, I think that would be good with your documents there. So let's do a library use roll, if you're good at it.
And it's just I succeed if I roll under, right?
Yep.
There's
For a basic roll, yeah.
cool. Then I succeed.
Nice. So taking a quick glance and looking at what was most likely to happen, if he set out from Miskatonic in Arkham, you trail your finger along the crinkled map that you have laid out. Well, the only viable place that he would stay at, you look at a couple of travel guides that you have and other shows of the road, is this place called Squatter's Lake. Squatter's Lake is, it's the only motel within miles along the route. It's the only viable place that you think you could see.
It's the only place it's the only time a rich boy would stay in a place like that is if it was the only option.
Right, and this is assuming he must have taken the most direct route and didn't stop to stay somewhere else.
Right.
Honestly,
But we have no proof that he would have done that anyway, so.
If this was a story that you were writing, that's where he would have gone. Yeah. Right?
Young kid, mad at his dad, drives off, would go the most direct route to where he's going to rebel. Yeah. So.
probably pulled over, saw that motel, stayed there so he didn't fall asleep behind the wheel, and whatever happened after that, well, you can grab some clues at the motel, probably. They keep ledgers and things. You could definitely do a little bit of investigation there.
At the very least, if they have a record of him there, we know he stayed there. If we can't find anything there, we can go further to see if there's a car accident past that, or if there is no record of him there, maybe he, did something before that.
And what did you get on
Sounds sensible to me.
What did you get on your library use roll?
I rolled a 28 and I have a 60.
Okay. So on top of that, you're going to remember a little nugget about Squatter's Lake that you read a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Turning around, you'll see that there's a book on your shelf that kind of draws your attention. It is A Native History of New England. And you know that it has all sorts of information on all these little towns in New England and things. So flipping through it, you turn to page 78, just kind of like thumbing through it, and you find the following article talking about the Abenaki tribe who lived in the Connecticut River Valley at Vermont, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. The Abenaki originally owned the land around Squatter's Lake, although they were driven away by English settlers in 1722. Originally named Punki Mkazas, the Crow, by the Abenaki due to the abundance of crows scavenging around the lake, the settlers found that moving there was a bad idea due to the poor fishing and hunting in the area. Also, the surrounding hemlock trees were worthless for burning, and the untreated wood of their houses quickly succumbed to rot. The settlers moved further north, leaving their settlement behind, and over the years, the decrepit shacks became home to vagrants, escaped slaves, and deserters from the army until they were finally swept into the lake in a flood in 1805. Locals living near the lake began calling it Squatter's Lake, which is the name that survives to this day.
It could be a native curse. There could be a native curse on this lake.
And that is the moment that Minnie's gonna walk back in.
So excited.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Catch you up. There's only one motel. If he took the most direct route, there's only one motel he could have stayed at.
That's good news.
And it's called Squatter's Lake. And I remembered that I read this thing forever ago. I was reading this book, and anyways, the natives in the area were driven out by settlers, and then terrible things happened. There was bad hunting, there was bad fishing. Their houses were rotting, so they moved away. And like vagrants moved in there. That's why they call it Squatter's Lake now. And like everything just kind of went into the lake. But you hear these things about like native burial grounds and curses, and it could be one of those. I don't know if it has anything to do with him.
Well,
but the lake itself could be. There's a native.
Let's not get too excited. Good information, but let's not get too excited yet.
Probably a particularly spooky place to go off the road.
Yes, it would be unfortunate. Is there any sign of any garages around there if he's had some car trouble?
Not as far as you would know.
Not as far as we know. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out, see if there's any repair shops or garages, just in case.
Yeah, we can take the same route. And
yes.
Do you know the last point that he had contact with his father or anyone?
No, just the argument before he left and said he was leaving.
Okay.
I'm afraid it's not much to start with, but at least we have a start.
Well, yeah, we can check garages on the way or anything on the way and just see if they saw him.
Hopefully he's just with this young lady and she's just, keeping it quiet, but you never know. We'll just keep an eye out. Now I have my young driver seems to be out of town right now, but he says his trainer, a Father Stephen, is going to help us out and help us make the drive tomorrow. He'll be here bright and early at 8:00. So we'll set out then, and hopefully we'll find this young man in a day or so.
I'm Probably a good idea to have a male chaperone and a father, no less. Nothing could be
And
more
a
appropriate.
boxing coach, I seem to recall Stanley saying. So
Fascinating.
and he's quite the bit of a brawler himself, so I would hope he has a good trainer.
He would make a good character.
Hmm.
Yes.
You never know. Might be needed.
Well, if we need to be up and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and with a priest in the morning, I'm going to break out the brandy now.
Excellent idea.
Pulling a bottle of the hooch that you acquired through entirely, well, let's be fair, illegal means. It's
Entirely legitimate means.
that you bought from a guy named
Vinny?
yeah, I was gonna say Vinny
Vito?
Zuko. It's Vinny Zuko, Danny's great grandfather.
Yeah.
I mean, Dana probably made it disappear in a act of magic, and then suddenly she screwed up somehow, and it didn't reappear. And weird.
Very mysterious.
Very mysterious.
It's lost to the ether.
Mm.
So you
To the ether, then.
To the ether.
all right. So you clink your glasses, and with that, you fall asleep shortly after, with the rain coming down. The rain doesn't actually let up at all. It's quite rough in the morning. The gray skies over Arkham are boiling over with black clouds, and as you are sitting outside, Father, do you give a honk? Do you just wait for them, or are you just there exactly on time?
Oh, absolutely, exactly on time. And probably hits the horn. It's one of those aruga kind of horns.
Okay. Aruga.
It's a Buick 121, which is like the classic gangster Tommy gun type era cars, in a lovely kind of burgundy color with occasional scratches and what you might consider as bullet holes in this side. It's Stanley's car.
They're speed holes.
Mm-hmm. They let
The car go speedier.
they let the air go faster.
All right. So aruga. Actually, hold on. I have. You hear outside the sound of a horn echoing into the night, or into the into the early 8 a.m. morning. Your windshield wipers continue to slap back and forth across the wet windshield.
I think that's all right, ladies. So we're gonna traipse down to the front door and go see our chauffeur.
All right.
And I feel like instead of like Anna going back to her place, she just is going to borrow some of Dana's clothes, because they do that sometimes. And
Yeah, sounds good.
she always has her notebook, so that's fine.
Nice.
As they come out, Stanley or Steven would probably jump out and go to each of the doors and try to hold them open, but pitifully can't open all three doors at the same time.
All right. So he holds the door.
Thank
open
you,
for
Father. I think I think we can manage a door.
Oh,
If you don't mind to get the trunk.
oh, absolutely. Oh, you brought a lot of stuff.
No, like one bag. You know, we're not. I'm
Oh,
not bringing
Dana
the
totally
entire
did.
university here. Okay, Dana might.
Dana
Yeah.
has 2 suitcases.
How many rabbits did you bring?
Yeah.
One.
All of
rabbit?
them.
All right.
The name is Chester.
Chesterfield.
Not yet.
Okay.
All right. With that, you all hop into the car with a quick shut of all of the doors and head off. Who's sitting shotgun, or are you all sitting in the back?
Oh no, Minerva would sit up front and have the map and help to direct.
All right. And with that, you begin to plot your course. Is there anything you talk about while you're driving before you get to the destination at Squatter's Lake?
We'd like to get to know the father a little bit.
Yeah, and Minerva would fill him in on what we're looking for. You know, show him the picture of James and his vehicle description. So and kind of a rough idea of what we're doing. You know, taking the most, you know, what would seem to be the most direct route, and just, you know, keeping eyes peeled along the way.
And I think that Anna lets Minerva like fill him in on some of that stuff, cutting in occasionally to add detail, but she's a little impatient, and as soon as like the important stuff is done, she starts launching into the like, so you're a father and you teach boxing, and like and then slowly more invasive questions.
Well, yes, absolutely. It's kind of a time-honored tradition. I mean, it's all about discipline, and what's more disciplined than the pursuit of the holy path?
Fascinating. And she starts writing in her notebook.
You don't happen to think card tricks are witchcraft, do you?
I'm actually a big fan of card tricks.
Oh,
and he
wonderful.
reached over to the glove box and pull out his own deck of cards. I'm particularly good at making those little castles.
I think we're going to be friends.
Builds card houses.
Minerva's probably
Don't
reading
worry
over
about it.
her notes that she had about James and see if there's anything that might stand out to her. Probably not, but just in
Not
case.
particularly much. He was studying at Miskatonic,
No.
kind of general studies, and besides that, as you go and like kind of, flip through your files and kind of just take a nice look at what's there, there's not. His father was worried for a while that he had an antisocial streak.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a quiet boy, but when he hit university, he seemed to... In 30 years from now, he would have been the type to buy a motorcycle and a leather jacket.
Yeah, yeah.
That little touch of freedom at university went to his head, and he started going out and partying, occasional drinking. His father is quite strict and a bit of a teetotaler, which is, case in point for the Prohibition era, and was worried that his son was getting into some of the seedier elements. Thought that there might be some other risks with his son's behavior as well, but for the most part, he was just worried about whether or not he was being led in with the wrong crowd.
Right.
Overall, you don't think so. You
No.
think that he's a 19-year-old boy experiencing freedom for the first time, a good-looking one, with a decent amount of money,
Yeah.
free of the most dangerous things on the planet to possess.
Yeah.
Money, time, and being a man in the 20s.
Fair enough. She's still thinking when you hear hoof prints, hoof beats, you don't think zebras, you think horses. So she's still thinking most likely, vehicle accident, or the girlfriend is covering for him. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I will say that any of his father's other fears about him were probably staunched as soon as the girl became part of the picture, if you follow me.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah.
Sure.
The drive is only going to take you probably about 2 hours to reach this place.
The motel.
The motel, yeah.
No. Okay.
And are you doing anything else while you're driving, or just kind of having a nice conversation?
Do we come across anything else that we might want to stop and check into, see if he stopped there or anything like that?
You're in Arkham right now, so you could go and check in at his university if you'd like, and maybe talk to his roommate or something like that. You could try calling his girlfriend before you leave, or from the motel.
That might be more of a motel
Yeah.
call.
Call the girlfriend just to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So besides that, aside from checking in with his college roommate, not really. Buy some supplies, fill up the tank. Maybe get stop by a bakery and buy something for the road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did always
Good
check
idea.
the gas station, see if they remember him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
Yeah.
was
If he
thinking, there
gassed
are
up, do they
any gas
recall?
stations or...
There's a gas station about probably 20 miles away from Squatters. It's this old little run-of-the-mill gas station on the edge of town, and as you pull up, an old man of about 60, beard drooping a bit in the front where it's grown out a bit too long to be to be reputable at all. Hat made of felt cloth that looks a bit like a hick. Wanders out to you. Afternoon. Padre, fill her up for you.
Yes, please. And I believe one of the tires feels a little low. Could you check the air in that?
I absolutely can. Not a problem at all, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, where are you folks coming from? He starts checking the tire for you, puts the gas in, starts filling it up.
From the university.
Which
Miss
university?
Tonic.
Miss Tonic. Y'all fancy folk.
Oh,
Not
I
so
wouldn't say
fancy.
fancy.
Well, this is a nice car. You keep it in good repair. I can hear it.
Thank you. I should probably clean it up a bit before. Well, oh, never mind. Well,
You teach seminary, Father?
I teach boxing.
At Miskatonic, they got a boxing, huh? You know, I think I heard that they got a boxing program through there for the athletes.
Well, yeah, yes, they do. I'm not part of that, but yes, they do.
All right, should be good there. I'm just gonna go get my pump. I'll take a look at your tire.
Thank you.
He wanders off, comes back with a hand pump, and begins
Seems
to.
like you'd probably remember anyone interesting who came through here. Do you have the picture?
Oh, yeah, the picture.
Do you
Excuse
want
me,
to ask? Or?
Excuse me, sir.
Anna's better at this.
Yes, ma'am, he says, the rain's kind of buffeting down around him, kind of plastering that felt hat to the side of his pale, wrinkly face. What can I do for you?
We were wondering if this young man, I'm trying to hold the picture like not in the rain, if this young man had stopped by here.
Oh, well, ma'am. He kind of brushes some of the water off of his scalp. Well, let me take a look at that.
Probably was also driving a very nice car.
Yeah. Make me a, let's see, what roll would be good for this? I have to remember my Call of Cthulhu rolls.
There's a persuade.
Make me a persuade roll.
I'm not great at this. I have research skills. I don't have people skills.
I will. You know what? I will
fail.
give you a bonus for this though, so you can roll the tens twice.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Because he's
so
desperate to talk to people.
fair. No, I fail.
How bad?
I got a 31 and my score is 20. So
Okay. He looks at it. It might look familiar. Y'all folks, what are y'all traveling for?
Oh, just see if we can track down this young fellow.
Oh, you're looking for the boy, huh? Oh,
Yes, his father's a bit concerned about him. Hasn't heard from him for a bit.
fair.
Probably just run off and spending time with his girlfriend, but you never know.
You know, young love. And
Yes, sir.
so you're saying that the father here, Padre, is not being brought in there to have a shotgun wedding to any of you girls. None of you are all
Oh,
with
no,
child or
no.
nothing.
No.
Hopefully not.
Afraid not, my friend.
I think the family is concerned that their son might need last rites, and that's why we're kind of we're kind of needing to get answers as to where he is quickly. Are you sure you haven't seen him? I'll reach over and grab the photo and push it closer into his face so he gets a better view.
All right, give me that persuade roll with a bonus then, because that's some guilt right there.
yeah.
And surprisingly, I have high persuasion, being like, the guilt monger here.
I do have high charm apparently. So
I just got a 13, and my persuade is 50. I didn't even need to re-roll that.
Well, now that you mention it, now I can see him in better light now. About a week ago, a bit longer than that, I think. Came through here right as we were closing up after dark.
I will immediately nip the photo right back out of his hand and pass it back.
was driving a real nice car, black one with well, it was a nice Chrysler. I think it was one of them 2 doors. There's good ones there with the white rim tires. Yeah, it was about 8 or 9 at night, right when we were getting ready to close up. Filled up the tank. Bought a pack of Lucky Strikes.
Did he ask
Okay.
about anywhere to stay?
Good to know.
Yeah, actually, a matter of fact, he did. He said he was trying to drive up to see some. I think he mentioned seeing some girl, but he said he was plumb tuckered. I seem to remember he looked it too. He looked like he had quite a day. Well, there's only one place to stay really. That's up at Squatter's Lake.
Oh,
There's an old motel ran by a couple of limeys. Old guys. They're nice enough. Keep themselves.
okay. Good to know. So, and that's the only place around here it is.
Only place for miles.
Okay.
There-
Thank you very much. You've been most helpful.
Can I get y'all anything else? I still got more packs of Lucky Strikes. I got if you need a father, I know the times are rough, but if you need communion wine, I might have something strong for you.
No, honestly, if you have Lucky Strikes, I could go for a package.
Absolutely.
We'll just keep. Shh.
Oh, well, you know what? It's
It's the 20s. Everybody smoked. Nobody's keeping that a secret.
all right. So yeah, he will go grab those for you.
Boy,
Some
smoked
of
in
us are
church.
trying to look more pure of heart than others.
Let me just find cigarettes on here to see how much to charge you. Alcohol, half gallon. That's medical equipment. I actually checked medical equipment for the cigarettes first because it's the 20s.
Yeah.
There.
It'll make your lungs stronger. Well, they have movie
No.
tickets.
That's what they said. Yeah.
Let's see, meals, speakeasy prices, lodging. Oh damn. Okay, that's gonna be fun in a bit. Hell if I know. Okay, speakeasy prices. A Coke is 5 cents, so I'll say it's a dime for a pack of cigarettes. That seems probably fair for a full pack. Do you guys have your money on you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't sure if the pre-gens had money listed, so.
Yep. All of $10.
Yeah, I got about $10 too, so I'll fish out a quarter.
Do you want 2 packs? I could do 3 for a quarter if you want.
3 sounds perfect. Then I have enough for the rest of the week.
Yeah, that's. Oh wow, you're a casual.
Uh,
I've also got. If you're looking for something a little less breathy, I also got chaw back here.
No, I think the cigarettes should probably do me fine.
All right, I'll get those
Thank
to
you.
you. Just wait right here. And for the gas, it's gonna be 50 cents for. No, let's be fair. This is the 20s. And another 15 cents for the gas.
Okay. Apparently, cigarettes were about 15 cents a pack in the
Were they?
1920s.
Well,
yeah.
done.
But I
Then
mean, you could probably
Yeah.
for the cheap ones.
these are gonna be the unlucky strikes then.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
like to call
It,
them cancer sticks.
We still do. Some things don't
Okay.
change. I still can't find cigarettes because I'm looking at the book. I don't have a search function.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find how much gas prices were back then because I'm really hurting right now for real. So
I want to do a Google search just so I can cry about gas
That's what
prices.
I'm doing.
do it. Gas prices.
About
Say there were
30
28.
cents a gallon. 30 cents a gallon.
Okay, so we'll say that to fill up your tank was like a buck 20 because you were probably not
yeah.
that far down.
No.
All right, so all in all, getting 3 packs of smokes, the gas, will set you back about $1.75 total.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Considering you're getting $200, which is a lot of money.
Yeah. Minerva's probably just going to give him $2 and tell him to keep the change.
Well, I guess I don't have to say this, but God bless you. He knows. He knows.
Thank you, thank you. You've been most helpful, sir.
When you get to Squatter's Motel, you tell him the Jeb sent you. Maybe he'll cut you a discount.
Well, thank you very much. We'll be sure to do that.
All right, y'all come back now. Don't be strangers.
Bless your heart.
Yep. All right, and with that, you can drive back off in toward the motel. Do you talk about anything on the about 15 minutes it takes to reach them?
So at least 2 characters so far, right, Anna?
Yes. She's just
Yeah.
taking notes.
Minerva's probably just going to make notes that he had been seen, that it was the station owner Jeb who saw him, and that he did say he was going up to see the girl up in Kingston and recommended the Squatter's Lake to him. So
Steven's really not connecting that Anna's planning on turning most of this into characters.
Yep.
So in the darkness, as you're driving up toward the hotel, you're going to notice a couple of things. Now, from a small hill rise that you crest, you're going to see that Squatter's Lake is, in fact, this kidney bean shaped, kidney bean shaped length, about 950, about 1,000 feet in length, about a third of that across. There's a motel just to the west of the lake, near the middle of a curved shore that faces the indent of the beam. The eastern side holds the remnants of a bunch of old fallen chimney stacks and buildings that flooded in all those years ago. Besides that, from the southeastern side to the north is a dirt road that circles the lake. The southeast leading towards Kingport, the northwest leading back toward Arkham, where you're coming. So I think I said you were headed north. You're actually heading south.
Yeah.
My bad. To Arkham and Clark's Corners. And beside the road are 2 wooden beams crossed with an upside-down V with a sign proclaiming Squatter's Lake Motel in white paint on a black background. A second smaller wooden panel is attached to it with the word Vacancies in yellow on a red background. You pull up outside of the Squatter Lake Motel. It's a fairly humble establishment. It's
fine enough.
It's a T-shaped building. The top left of the T, facing the road and holding the reception. It looks like there are 8 rooms that form the bottom of the T. Now, the entire motel is up on stilts to prevent any type of flooding damage or anything like that. And there look to be about 6 staircases leading to the porches, 4 connecting to the rooms and 2 connecting to the front and rear of the reception area. There are wooden ramps besides the latter 2. All of the doors and window frames are painted green, and you can see as you pull up that there are oil lamps hung at intervals beside each door. There are spaces for cars on either side of the motel, and you can see that 2 cars are already parked in spaces facing the lake, kind of along like the side, like the broad side of the motel. All right, so pulling up outside, what do you do?
Anna is writing notes on the description of this place, except all of her notes are basically about vibes and not specifics.
Nice.
I assume neither of the cars look like the car of...
They are not. They are white cars or beige cars.
All
Or
right.
you do a quick check, and nah, they're not the correct one for sure.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead in and see if we can get a couple of rooms and see if they've seen this young man. So she's gonna go off and
Sounds
do
good.
that.
I might go
Anybody
for
going?
a small walkabout.
I'll walk with you.
I'll stay with the car.
All right.
Father,
Excellent.
perhaps you should go with Dr. Felch.
Couldn't hurt.
We're okay with leaving the stuff here.
It's the 20s. Nobody broke into cars.
Chester bites.
There we go. We have a guard rabbit.
It's also
hear-
not his car, so
Rear in the back seat.
Whatever whatever you feel like doing. I can go and talk to the front desk. I'm sure.
okay. Actually, yeah, they might ask questions, so I'll come with you.
All right.
All right. So, turning off the ignition and shutting off the wipers, you head inside. The front door will... oh, you'll shut the car doors and head up to the front door, which opens smoothly in front of you. The reception inside is glass paneled with a wide shuttered window to your right. A white card bearing the word vacancy hangs from the middle of the door, and as you enter, it is just a little bit of light flooding in from the outdoors at this point. It's clean enough, I'd say. The carpet is going to plume a tiny bit with dust as you step inside. You'll see that on the inside there's a bell above the door that rings as you enter. A wide wooden desk fronts the far wall. It's built out of varnished wood panels with a door leading into some back area that's probably the living quarters of the hotel managers in this day and age. The wall behind the desk, you'll see that there are 2 stuffed mounted bore heads, and between them, a 20-gauge double-barrel shotgun. A rack of keys hangs beneath the shotgun, and the desk itself holds 2 oil lamps, a jar filled with pencils, and a brass bell shaped like a swan. The walls to the left and right of the desk are covered with numbered license plates collected from the early 1900s to the present. Can I get a spot hidden roll from everyone who's entering in here?
Okay. What is it? Nope. Failed.
Okay.
28. My spot hidden is 34.
34. And are you going in as well, Jen? Or are you staying outside with... Okay. The rain is pouring outside, and as you take a look down, you'll just be, like, waiting for someone to come from the back there, Doctor. But, Father, glancing at the license plates on the walls, it looks like some old buttes, some old collections from, like, about 20 years ago, back when the patterns were different. A nice collection of cars from junkyards and things like that. But you'll notice that there are a couple of places on the walls where there are dusty spaces, as if some of the number plates have been taken down recently. You got a 28 and your spot was what?
34.
As you kind of are leaning over to take a look at it, you'll notice that there's a cardboard box on the floor behind the reception desk. It looks like there are some more car plates in it, but they're facing down. You'd have to rifle through them to see what was there. So maybe they're just renovating. That's probably it. But nobody is here at the moment. You have a minute or two.
I will place my Bible on the counter just as if I was like about to talk to somebody on the other side of it and look around.
Okay.
And then sneak around to the other side. And
Sounds good. Can I get a listen roll from everybody?
What are you doing? Oh, I'll pass that.
Nice.
Success. Yeah.
Success?
My
All
listen
right.
is 60 and I rolled a 33.
Nice. All right. So you are going to hear the sound of distant, heavy footfalls coming. It sounds like trump, trump, trump.
Get out from out.
All right. Father, did you succeed your roll?
yes, I rolled actually 15 and my listen is 40.
Okay. You think you've got a minute for this for sure? Sounds like
Okay.
someone's walking with a cane.
I will tug my Bible to the edge of the counter and get ready to like throw it on the floor if I have to, as if it had fallen onto the other side. Actually, I'll just grab it and put it on the floor immediately. So if someone comes in, I'll be like, "Oh, it fell on the floor, and I had to come over here to get it."
As you quickly rifle through the plates on the floor, it's only about 6 of them in that box. You are going to recognize a license plate that matches the number on the back of that photo.
I will immediately pull it out and hoist it down the back of my trousers and pull my shirt over the top of it.
Good thing you're not wearing a cassock.
Good thing you're not a Cossack.
That too.
All right. And as that happens, the door starts to open.
I will
Meanwhile-
kneel down, head
Okay.
towards the Bible.
All right. Meanwhile, outside, standing in the rain and kind of perusing around the building, what are you doing there, Dana?
Mostly shooting the shit with Anna, I think. So you think this place is haunted?
I think so.
It looks really haunted. What if there's a lake monster?
That'd be
I'm
good.
excited. Should have
Maybe-
come out here before.
Yeah. Let's look around a little bit. Got one of those giant umbrellas that prop open. Both of us huddle under it.
Yeah. I think Dana's going to go take a look at the 2 cars that are parked here to see if she feels like they're staff or guests. Try to figure out if there are any other guests here. Try to get a look at what the lake looks like from here. Is there beach access? Is there swimming?
Okay. So what you're going to see right now as you go and look around is I want you to do me a favor and make me a spot hidden roll to see if you can get anything, just a general vibe.
Okay. I rolled a 15 under 40.
I
Okay.
fail.
So you are going to see that one of the cars parked there is a battered Ford Model T runabout. It's a pickup truck. It looks like it's parked right outside beneath room 7 on the side there. And the inside of it smells vaguely of menthol cigarettes and honestly has a bunch of accoutrements inside of like the floor and dashboard that just completely speak to you that this is a woman drives this car. There's a little bit of lipstick around one of the cigarettes that's in the ashtray. You are actually going to see that there is a spare change of clothes, like a little slip underneath that you normally wear, like what am I thinking of here? Like a camisole that's kind of crammed under the front bench, as well as a pair of knickers. And besides that, you are going to see that the other car there is... I think they only gave me one car. One moment. Let's see. The other car is going to be a pretty standard looking, kind of baby's first Buick type of car. The 1920s. It would probably be like a fairly old Model A. And this one, however, is fairly fastidiously clean. It doesn't look like there's a speck of dust about it. And this is parked near room number 8, which is on the far side of the hotel, the side facing the lake. And as you're wandering around there, you're going to see that this car is... looks like it's registered. It's Massachusetts plates. And on the inside, you'll see that there is a map that is laying on the seat. Looks like whoever had been driving this car was doing constant checks to make sure they were making the right way. Making it the right way. And you can see through the window with that roll that there in pen is a circle around Arkham, and a circle around Boston, and a circle around this location on the map, as well as a date written there, which shows that it was 2 weeks ago.
Does the car look like it's been here for 2 weeks?
It, yeah. It's... You're noticing that the treads around its tires are pretty deep at this point, and it is... doesn't look like it's moved. There's a good canopy of dust that looks like it's been kicked up from that truck onto it. It doesn't look like it's been cleaned or washed. Well, I say canopy of dust, but in the middle of this rain, it is streaking pretty hard and a little hard for you to tell. But it very well could have been here for a couple of years.
Or a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks, yeah. Pardon me.
Well, it's probably... I don't know if there's another guest here.
And as you say that, you'll hear the sound of an approaching vehicle.
Oh,
A yellow Buick Marquette pulls up around the side of the hotel that you were on, actually, pulling up next to room 6.
never mind.
The door is going to open, and you're going to see an immense man. Tall, heavily built, in his 40s. He's got this kind of... You know what a cauliflower ear is, but you've never seen a cauliflower nose until now. This thing has been mashed into the side some years ago, and it's just grown over badly. It wasn't reset properly after the break. His hair is black and slicked back, and as he comes out of the car, reaches for his hat and gives you a... Hey. And moves.
Afternoon.
And it looks like he's got something in a brown paper sack that's being soaked. He's kind of clutching against his chest. You're getting shady vibes off here. This is the type of guy that you've seen kind of doing protection rackets around some of the clubs you've worked at. And this is the kind of character that you wish you would have written about, Anna.
I'm trying to not pull my notebook out in the rain.
Okay. I'd like both of you to make me a luck roll.
Ooh.
Sure.
Quick reminder that if anybody wants to, you can always spend luck. It permanently reduces your luck score.
Oh, okay.
You cannot
So I
spend
have
luck
a
on luck rolls, damage rolls, or sanity rolls.
3.
Ooh.
You have a total
My
like
luck
a
is
3?
50. I have a 43.
A 43?
So I'm under 50.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 and I had 75.
Oh, damn.
You got
Oh,
lucky.
okay.
Grapes.
So as he tries to scoop by both of you, as you're kind of like sheltered underneath the side of the building, he moves back, turns, and a little bit of waterlogging from the rain eats away at his paper bag, and whatever he's smuggling begins to become visible as the paper goes translucent, and both of you can glance down and see that there is something kind of leaking out of the bottom, this brown powder, it's dirt leaking out of the bottom of this bag, and you can see something pushing against the side. These fleshy pink purple appendages, like worms, are reaching against the side of the bag, kind of leaching through the transparent paper.
Yee.
Let me know if this is possible.
Please.
Can I make like a natural world roll to just be like what kind of fishing would be available here?
Mhm.
Absolutely, you totally can. I'll give you a bonus because you read that book earlier.
Cool. That was good because my first roll didn't work, but my second roll did.
Okay. What'd you get out of what?
17 and 50 is my score.
Okay, so less than half too, so that's good. So around here, I mean, you remember reading that sheet earlier. That there's not good fishing around here. But if you were going to use fishing, you'd use night crawlers, which kind of resemble what you're seeing there.
Okay.
And you get that smell of kind of earth and soil that reminds you of that's. Honestly, he probably bought it at that gas station you were at or some other place nearby, or went out digging recently.
Yeah.
His shoes are definitely muddy enough as he is heading up the stairs, but you don't think he's going to find much luck here. But glancing down at his plates, you are thinking his yellow car is probably, it looks like a city car. He probably doesn't know.
It's probably like there's a lake and a cheap motel right there.
Absolutely. So he starts heading up the stairs, keeping an eye on you and kind of cupping the dirt from falling out. You see the worm sticks out and starts trying to wriggle to freedom, but he stuffs it back in with his broad, hairy thumb.
Good luck with your fishing, sir.
Ain't no luck yet. Thanks. You dolls out here fishing too?
No,
Or
just stopping en route up to Kingsport.
Yeah. Can I get both of you to do me a favor? Can you make me a persuade or a charm roll?
I would love to do a charm roll.
I forgot that charm existed, so I made you do
Sure.
persuade.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
But there is a vast difference between the two skills, and I like that this system has both.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
right? Because it's very different. Ooh, my dice are starting to like me.
96.
What's your charm score?
55.
Okay, so that is not a botch.
Okay,
Just-
good. That's
just
what I
to
was
Because
like.
your skill is at
"Whoa."
least 50. So that's good. And what did you
I
get?
rolled under half.
Under half. Okay, so he's gonna pause a bit and turn and look at you as you're, and he'll actually like. You get the sense that he seems very interested in you, Anna. Like Anna's not an unattractive woman. Maybe a little bookish, but he'll kind of lean over the railing of the stairwell
A
and,
little intense sometimes, but
you know, I came here to, do fishing, but I reckon they're probably actually all dead. There's some oil leaking in up north of the pier, and well,
oh, that's too bad.
yeah, it is. I'm just trying to get away from it all for a bit. It's been a rough year. Anyway, I don't know. I just figured maybe if you're staying here, it's cheap enough. Do you do fishing?
I've tried.
At the very least, it's there's a boat down by the water. It's a nice place to go do some thinking. If there's only one good boat though, so if you two ever want to go out there, like I'm happy to share it with you.
Oh, thank you. But, I mean, the middle of the lake does seem like a nice place to go think. Maybe not in the middle of this storm, but
Yeah, but it's a great place to catch night crawlers. They're all swimming out of the earth,
oh, of course. Those are I've heard those are good worms for fishing around here.
fat and plump. And the truth of it is that if any of the fish are alive, these are the type of worms they're gonna get them.
Yeah.
Not those dinky little. Anyway, I'm up. Yeah.
I'll let you know about the boat.
Yeah, unless you're just passing through or something. Like, I just thought. Yeah. Well,
We'll see.
if you
Take
need
care.
any,
sir.
absolutely. Yeah, you need anything, I'm up in 6.
Thank you.
Sorry, Bill, if you need me.
Oh. Anna.
Anna. And, Bill.
She's gonna pull a spread of cards out. All different, right? Pick a card, any cards.
He'll lean one of his lanky arms down. Like, this guy's built like a gorilla. He, like, leans down and goes, that one.
Hands it to him. It's her business card. Dana Baptiste, prestidigitator extraordinaire.
Does that mean you're like
She's
a magician?
really good.
Oh,
Yes.
That's interesting.
Could have picked any card. You picked my business card. Must be fate. Have a nice night or afternoon. So.
Yeah, but who can tell with this rain, right? Yeah, you two take
Dark
care.
enough.
And he'll
You
smile
too.
and head back into his room upstairs. Meanwhile, inside...
Never get bored of doing that.
All right, so... Nope, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna cut that. Mystery at 2:15. Don't need that. That's the wrong song entirely. And this one, we'll say. Meanwhile, inside of the reception area, the back door leading further into the motel's private area will open, and you are going to see that as the door creaks open, a voice will echo out at you. Just a minute. An old, heavily accented English accent will come to you. The screech of wheels follows as a balding, white-haired, liver-spotted man is wheeled into the reception by another elderly man. From their features, they appear to be related. The man in the wheelchair is in brown slacks and a white shirt, and his frail hands are kind of gripping the armrest tightly, kind of like he's afraid he's going to fall out of the chair. Kind of claw-like. The one who is pushing him is wearing faded blue coveralls, and has a lined, hollow-cheeked face and but kindly expression beneath it as he sees you both. However, the man he's pushing is squinting at you and kind of nods politely.
Take your time. We're not in any rush.
Well, you got important things to do. Welcome to Squatters Lake Motel. I'm William,
Thank
and this is my older brother, Robert.
Pleased to meet you both.
Can't speak much anymore. Took a funny
It's
turn a
perfectly
few
all right.
years back.
That's all right. I respect a man who only says what he needs to say.
Hold on just a moment, Robert. And he pushes Robert over kind of toward like a dim, like one of the areas of the room that isn't quite as bright, kind of leads him a bit out of what little bit of sunlight there is here. The man's already squinting, and as he starts to be pushed back into a little corner of the room, he starts drooping his eyelids a bit. He sleeps through most of the day, but when I heard someone approaching, I was in the middle of feeding him, so thought a little bit of company might be apropos.
Very nice.
As they're
Yes.
wheeling over there, Stephen will quickly stand up and move around to the other side of the counter.
Okay.
As quietly as possible.
He turns, smiling at both of you, and kind of like moves kind of briskly and stiffly over to the desk now that he's not pushing. Leans behind the desk and removes a guest book bound in red leather. So, looking to stay?
Yes, but also have a bit of a question for you. Just wondering if you've happened to see a young man about here. He would have passed through maybe 8-9 days ago. Name of James, and she'll show the picture to him.
All right. Can I get both of you to quickly make me a psychology roll?
Yes.
I hope you can make that, psychologist.
I hope so. I better.
Ooh.
Oh yes, not a problem.
Not a
Not
problem.
me.
Not you? Okay.
Nope.
So you flash the photo, and William looks at it. Robert is kind of in the corner, and he sees it, and kind of, the man's checked out of life. Right? His eyes don't flicker at all. But William's expression, you'll notice, darkens for just a moment. And he stares at the photo in deep concentration. And then he blinks and offers a broad, old man, toothy smile. I don't rightly recall seeing the young man.
I could have sworn you
He came
might
this
have
way
recognized him.
recently.
Yes.
No, sorry, haven't had him stay here.
We just visited Jeb over at the service station and garage, and he said he'd seen this young man, and he was looking for a place to stay, and he recommended him to stay here.
Oh, I mean,
But you haven't seen him.
not as far as I can recall.
Oh,
I
I see you have a guest book. Would you mind to have a look for his name?
No, I wouldn't mind at all.
Oh, very well, very
Looks at-
well.
I'm having trouble doing British and old at the same time. Pardon me. I say
Patrick Stewart.
It's quite. There we go. That's it. That's the voice. All right. He turns the book around and looks at it and goes, "Well, I mean, there is a chance that he came through and just slept on the side of the road. There's a canoodling spot that some of the youngsters use just down by the lake. Let's see.
Yes, I suppose that's possible.
Oh, no, James, here," he says, and turns the guest book and hands you a pen. If you're looking to stay here, though, it's 50 cents a night, and
Most reasonable.
up front, we have 8 rooms. 1 and 5 have 2 single beds. 4 and 8 have a double each, and the rest have singles. You can take any of the rooms you want, except for 5, which is my brother and me to use.
Very well.
6 to 8 As there's folks in there already.
Okay, was there one that had 2 double beds?
So yes.
What have we got?
So this is written very funny. So pardon me.
Yeah.
8 rooms. 5 was 2. This is like a riddle. These
Yeah.
rooms have two single beds of thee. Go to room
Is there
1.
like a riddle skill we can roll?
Yeah.
So you can take.
Can
any
I
rooms you
roll
want
the
except for
bigger
5.
rooms?
Let me just see. Let me just check the map real quick and see if it
Yeah.
has.
I think
Okay.
there was one room still with 2 doubles.
Okay, so room 1 has doubles. It has 2 beds. Room
Okay.
2 has a single. Room 3 has a single. Room 4 has a double-sized bed. So what we would call a
We'll
queen
take
to
1
bed.
and 2. We'll take 1 and 2. The double and the single. The 2
Okay,
doubles and the
that's all-
singles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 and 2, so that's 3 beds
Yeah.
total.
I think that's only 3 beds.
Yes.
But
Mostly-
I don't know if the
But
ones
one
in
has 2
I think they were
doubles?
singles. No, I think they were singles. There were
Oh,
2
gosh.
singles.
Okay, let me translate this into 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, we have room 1 has 2 twins. Wow, that's bad too.
Yep.
So there's 4 of them?
No.
2 beds, 1 person per bed.
Yes, yes.
Um,
2 singles. Yeah, you can say 2 singles.
I think
Oh.
we need room 4 and then one of the ones with at least a single bed in it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you need God damn it. Okay.
The Sphinx's riddle wasn't this difficult.
Everyone
No.
room 1 has 2 beds. I used to be a hotelier, and this is ridiculous. I would say, okay, room 1 has 2 beds in it. Room 2 has a normal sized bed, as does room 3. Also available are rooms 8 and 4, which have extra large beds. Wait, is 8 busy?
2 of them.
No, just one. Just one.
Just one? Okay.
They're doubles, but doubles, I guess, in this era meant singles, but big ones. So, how many beds do you need?
4 beds in a minimum of 2 rooms.
All right, so you're.
3 ladies and 1 man.
Why don't we just make it easy then? And I can put you in rooms 1, 2, and 3.
Sounds lovely.
There
Sounds
are 2
lovely.
beds in room number 1. One has
I'm
2.
really glad our gaming group didn't have more people in it.
Chad would be killing themselves right now.
I mean, I'm sure they're killing themselves watching right now anyway.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
probably, yeah. Sorry, chat. Sorry you can't help us with this.
Yeah, we're doomed without you. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
Getting a calculator.
I'm sorry, I'm on vacation. All right, so
Seems we all are.
50 cents a night, cash in advance. The rooms have hot water, but we only have oil lamps for illumination. You have to bring your own
That's
food,
Quite fine.
but there's a
Perfectly
grocery store past the woods to the south if you need anything. We get deliveries every Tuesday. So if you want anything, just let me know and they'll bring it down the same day.
Oh, very, very well. Is there a cafe, a diner, a restaurant nearby?
Well, now I'm afraid that you big city folk might not be entertained here. There is with a grocery, and that's about it. Each one of the rooms has well, it's not wired for gas, so what the hell would they have cooked on? A stove? A heater? I guess you're eating bread. God,
Making sandwiches.
how privileged is it to be in 2020 where I actually can't imagine what you would cook on in a hotel in the 20s without gas?
A radiator?
You could eat your
They have
shoes.
hot water, so I don't know.
I mean, you can't eat ramen in this day and age, but
Tea and sandwiches, I guess. Instant coffee. And...
if needed,
Sandwiches.
I do make up a mean egg salad that I could bring down for you.
I'm sure we'll be fine. Thank you very much. Your hospitality is most gracious.
All right, well, please sign in.
Yes, sir.
As you
And
go to
she'll-
sign in.
She's gonna look at the register too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the register seems fairly normal, but what's going to catch your eye, though, is as you run a finger down to sign into the guest book,
To an empty line, yeah.
to a missing page, there's a little nub from where a page has been torn out that your finger is going to catch. It's the most recent page in the book as well.
Note to self.
Yeah. Are you going to mention anything about that, or?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Nope. They seem quite insistent that he hasn't been there, so
That's true.
I'll just,
Father, are you doing anything?
Yeah. He's standing straight because of that license plate in his pants.
Straight back. I'll just pay attention to the fact that Minerva's probably noticed the page. She probably like ran her finger along the edge to point it out, and Steven's kind of like,
Just like,
Just coming
you know, like
in
just,
to get away?
Well, we're just trying to look for this young man. He's an acquaintance, and he was due at his destination some time ago, and just haven't heard from him. So we're just got some time, and thought we'd just make a little trip and surprise him.
That's fair. Well, it's sorry to say you probably won't find much going on. It's a bit quiet here now. We mostly get folks stopping for a night or two, the odd fishermen as well. A couple of boats near the shore, one good one serviceable, that you can use as well. And I can rent you
Very
fishing rods for 10 cents a day. I have no bait, but there's a shovel. It's on loan right now, but you can use it to dig up worms or something, and or you can buy it over at the grocery to the south, along with.
I believe Jeb had some bait as well.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned Jeb before.
Yes, lovely man. Yes.
Well,
yes. You know him well?
my brother and I have been here for most of our lives, and we know a bit of everyone. Jeb is quite a rascal in his youth.
He seems it, yes.
But tell you what, if Jeb's here, I'll throw in, I'll make you those sandwiches as a thank you. So,
Oh, that's most kind of you, sir.
Absolutely. And you both know that at 75 cents for an average Fleabag hotel, 50 cents a night this is basically like going today and getting a room for $50 or $40.
Yeah.
Like this is
It's
like
a Motel 6. Super 8.
$29.99 for a night, right? Like,
Ooh. I think I stayed in that motel once in California.
you do not want to remember that.
Sadly I do.
Oh.
PVC pipe for the for the shower curtain.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Oh yeah.
All right, and with that, he slides the keys across the desk to you. Well, if I can do anything at all for you, please let me know. I'll come by a
Thank
bit
you.
with the egg salad, and
Oh, thank you.
it's it will be to your liking, I think.
I trust it will be. Thank you, sir.
And
Good day.
good day. He kind of just watches you head out into the rain as you leave. And from the other side, you'll walk down the stairwell that you had to take to reach up into it, and head back toward where you can see your friends, like, talking at someone who's just heading up the stairwell. You'll hear a door shut outside as you make your way over to them.
Well, we're all checked in.
Oh, good.
Yes. Oh, Father, I believe this should be your room key. Dana, Anna, I assume you'd like to room together.
We could do that.
Very well.
Sure.
I'll bring the car around and I'll go fetch everyone's things. Don't worry
Thank
about it.
you,
I'll take
Father.
care of that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Father.
So making your way around, you'll repark the car and head up. Each one of the rooms is, they're all the same, basically. They're 15 by 15. The only thing different about them is the number of beds. There's a window to the side of each door, protected by wooden shutters. The walls, floor, and ceiling are all made from wooden panels. And as you head up and enter, there is just that one lantern outside that is completely stocked, kind of blowing in a bit of the breeze. The rain is buffeting the windows outside as you head in and appraise the situation. Seeing exactly like where you're going to have to be. Now, let's see. The walls adjoining the other rooms are painted in plaster and decorated in green and white diamond patterned wallpaper. A door connects each room to its eastern or western neighbor, so that means that in this case, room 1 and room 2 are connected, room 3 and room 4 are connected. So those do have access points if you wanted to just leave the door open between the women's quarters, basically. Each room has a bedside table with an oil lamp on it, as well as an alarm clock with a old windy cog at the back. A dresser, a wardrobe, a small dining table, a pair of chairs, a large oval mirror on one wall. You'll also have a small bathroom built inside each room with its own toilet, sink, and shower. The door has a weak bolt on the inside of it, and the shower has a boiler connected to it that is connected to propane tanks beneath the rooms, which you don't know about, but hey, there we go, propane. It's lit by propane and propane accessories.
Not suspiciously placed for things anymore.
Right?
No, not at all.
I think that's actually pretty standard for the era, but like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The yellow bed linen is faded but clean, and each room has a handcrafted, jewel-patterned Navajo rug on the floor. As well, you'll see that there are... each one of the rooms has a small... Actually, each one of the rooms that you're in, room 1 and 3, have small bookcases in them that kind of contain a mishmash of various books on, like, local wildlife in the area and things like that. So yeah, what do you do?
You said room 1 has one of the books. Is that the room that I'm in?
Yeah,
I forgot.
Yeah, you're in
already.
room number 1.
Yeah.
So you and Dana are in room 1.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor's in room 2, and the father is in room 3.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
Great.
Yeah. Do you want to take a look at the bookcase?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So as you do so, you are going to see that there's not really much there. History books, books on wildlife, some bad dime store novels, except there's also a small spiral-bound notebook that you'll find kind of tucked away. And if you'll check Roll20 right now, flipping through it, you'll see this.
Oh.
Flipping through it, it's a handwritten notebook. So, as she is looking through that, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm assuming it's taking me a bit of time to go and park the car and then start carrying everyone's stuff to
It's
them.
the stairs that are really slowing you down more than anything.
I'll probably bring Minerva first stuff first, and then I'll leave my stuff to last. But when I go to drop off the stuff for Anna and Dana, I'll probably like close the door behind me and fish the license plate out of my back of my pants and show them. And I'll be like, 15 minutes, Minerva's room, and then I'll fish it back.
Cool. So then there is a connecting door to
okay.
Minerva's room that you can head through.
Then I
Yeah.
won't go to the grocer's.
Oh, we'll do that after.
All right. You settle in, putting some things around and putting some things away. And 15 minutes later, you're in Minerva's room, sitting on the edge of the bed, or onto the chairs and desks. Does anyone draw the shutters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull the curtains, shutters, whatever there are.
So clap, 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 clap. The wooden shutters will all shut at your touch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you do?
What did you find, Father?
I will toss the license plate onto the corner of the bed. That look familiar to anyone?
Yeah.
Well, that's his license plate.
Anna's gonna hold up the notebook. He was writing
Oh.
on this
Where did you find that?
in the bookcase.
In your room?
Yeah. And it says that his car broke down here. And that the old man, William, I guess one of the guys here, says he can fix it, but it didn't look like it was getting fixed for a while. And then he had some strange dreams, ended up being sleepwalking. She's like reading through. And apparently the proprietors here, they spend all their time in a workshop. Very odd.
Yes, and the register. They said he hasn't been here, that they haven't seen him, but there's a page missing out of that register.
So
Do
someone's
you
lost.
think we can go and get the next page and maybe I've heard that you can like scribble charcoal over it and you can see who wrote on it before.
How many entries were on the page that Minerva signed in on?
You were the first one.
Okay, so it would depend on what side he had written on the page. We'd have to get the whole register. We'd have
Was
to
it
get the whole book.
double-sided? You would have noticed
Yeah.
if it was double-sided.
It is. Let me just check real quick. It is. Actually, they usually are double-sided for guest books.
Usually are, yeah.
Usually are.
So yeah, you were on your full own page.
Yeah.
So whatever was written on the other side had been written probably on. I guess it could have been either side of that.
Well,
that
it could have been
page.
either, yeah. So
they might have
it's
turned it out
possible.
when it wasn't full.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, it's worth a shot, so.
I mean, you've got some clues right now. You know where they are during the day mostly. You could sneak into the reception. You could.
We know they're slow as molasses to get out there, so.
Yeah.
Well,
Did the guy talk to
Bill?
I know he said there was one good boat. Did he happen to mention that there was a second?
He said there was one
Say-
good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't
one
sure. 'Cause I
good
know
one
in-
and one serviceable. Is
Yes,
what we
you
were
guys
told.
got the one good one, one serviceable. I'm making sure that I didn't get that part.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and she'll she will just hand around the notebook for people to read. So you will, because she doesn't think the 3 boats part is significant, but you will notice that you were told only 2 boats.
Minerva will mention that. That's funny. He says 3 boats here. We were told 2.
Well, certainly weird enough. Father, you
I
brought
mean,
my
they're-
suitcases, didn't you?
Father,
she's
yes,
got-
you brought the suitcase.
Yes, I did.
She's gonna go grab one of them and just open it and pull out her 38. It's loaded with blanks, but I keep some non-blanks.
You have a gun?
Of course.
Gotta protect yourself. You should probably also. This is all very weird, and I don't know if his car broke down of its own accord.
Well, until we find it, we don't know.
But
But it's
we
worth
should
looking
keep an
for.
eye on our car.
Yes, yes.
As you're sitting there thinking, contemplating your next move, you're going to hear a commotion outside. Sounds like shouting.
Peek open the shutters.
All right, they slat open, and you're going to be able to peek around from where you are, just around the edge of reception, kind of down, and you'll see that in the middle of the rain is a William, the sprier of the two brothers, standing out with arms folded. He's facing this bespectacled, pimply-faced young man with a shock of red hair on top of his head. The young guy's gesticulating wildly and appears to be extremely agitated. You can't hear what he's saying without opening the window or the door.
Is there any way to crack the window so that it isn't obvious, or
Yeah, absolutely.
just crack it a little?
Okay.
You said you'd know if he'd stayed here. I know he did. I know he did, as he told me so. Calm down, young sir. There are people trying to rest here. Rest here? What, with all the noises out of the rooms at night? Good luck to him. Now, what room did he stay in? Tell me that. I said I didn't know, and that is my final answer. Now stop bothering me, or you can get the hell out of my motel. The young man slaps his thigh angrily. Make me a luck check, all of you. You may do this with a bonus because you were trying to be stealthy.
Ooh. 28 under 50.
Perfect. I just need all you to succeed.
Oh, yeah, succeed.
Cool.
Yes, also succeed.
And father?
Yeah, I got 8 out of 50.
Okay. So William will watch the man storm off around the other side of the hotel, kind of like moving around, and we'll kind of glance up at your direction, but you're backing out of there before he can see that you had the window open and we're listening in. And you'll hear the sound of the reception door open and close.
Okay, peek again to see where that young man's going.
Looks like he's going to. You were told that 3 of the other rooms were booked, and there are 3 cars parked on the other side now. So it looks like he's headed around toward those doors.
Looks like we have someone else to talk to.
I say we go find out what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Minerva's already out the door.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Can
Yeah.
I please get, as you're standing up to leave, can I please get a roll, particularly from Dana? I want you to make me a spot hidden roll.
Sure.
As a magician, I think that this is particularly...
I have a... Oh, so I've hit my score exactly. I don't know if that's a pass or a fail. 40 out of 40?
Do you always have to... Is it under or on? One sec.
It was inevitable we'd have this question.
I know, right? Besides...
Yeah.
Best cannot be pushed. You can... So it's under skill. Or equal.
Spend a
No,
luck.
it says or equal. It says or equal. in parentheses.
Yes.
So you are just gonna barely notice this as you are headed out, but you are going to notice there are faint scrapes on the inside of the doctor's room, the inside, the wooden frame near
Inside
the
of the door frame?
Yeah,
I botched, so I'm pretty sure I'm just out the door already.
sounds good. Yeah, you're already out and moving.
I already said I was
Okay.
going, so yeah.
I rolled a 99.
Yeah.
I might as well roll to find
Dana
out
will
if I-
slow down
did I
and
notice
follow
it.
them in time. How do they
No,
look
I
spread roughly
would've
to
noticed.
match fingers, or are they like
They
something else?
they do. Do you investigate closely, real quick?
Yes.
So, squatting down and looking, you will find something embedded in the side of the door frame. It's a fingernail.
Painted or not?
Not.
Well, time to finish loading that gun and then follow my friends.
All right, sounds good. Moving around, you're already out the door, Anna, and as you round the bottom of the hotel and up, you'll see the door to room 8 shut loudly.
Minerva's heading up to knock on the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And,
Anna, Minerva,
Anna's
both-
just making the comment as we go up. Good. Let's not have this conversation out in public.
Agreed.
All right. Yeah, who is it? I don't want to talk anymore, old man.
It's not, the
It's
old
not
man.
him. We might be able to
I
help
think we're
you
looking
out.
for similar things.
The inside of the door will open, and you'll see that the man on the other side of the door is that redhead. Now, he's short, skinny, looks a bit younger than he probably is, the way that his voice kind of croaks out of his pimply mouth. He opens the door on that little chain and looks at you nervously. Who's asking?
My name's
I'm
Anna.
Dr. Minerva Felch, and this is one of my colleagues, Anna Sawyer. We're also looking for somebody who we think was here at the motel.
Can I get
May we
both?
come in and talk to you?
Okay, both of you make me a persuade or a charm roll.
Charm. I'm just looking like big eyes.
Okay.
Charm is better. Charm is
Succeed, but barely.
better. Succeed. Verily.
So, let's see. Okay. It's just the two of you?
We have other friends, but it's just two of us here. Yes.
Where did you go, Father?
Oh,
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Muted.
I'm probably just staying out in the middle of, like, far away enough that I don't look like I'm crowding the situation here.
Yeah.
Keeping an
Dana
eye on
may
things.
trot up
Yeah.
to hang out with you then.
Okay.
so he's going to open the door and let you both in.
Thank you. Sorry, and what's your name?
I'm Jacob. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jacob. Like I said, I'm Dr. Minerva Felch. This is my friend Anna Sawyer.
We
Nice to meet you both.
overheard your argument with the provider.
Yeah.
Who are you looking for?
He sighs and goes and takes a sit down on one of the chairs. And it's at this point that you'll both notice this place has been lived in for a while. He's been here at least a week. He's got clothes drying over the radiator on a string. Looks like he's done some of his own washing in here. The place smells a bit. Like, just smells
He's
a bit.
been here for a week?
At least a week, yeah.
Okay, good.
Did
I
the same thought I did.
Yep.
I'm down here waiting to meet one of my friends, my pal from Boston. I was supposed to meet him here a few weeks ago, but he hasn't arrived yet. And he said he was coming out the night before I got here, and it's been 2 weeks now. I'm pretty worried,
Oh,
to
my.
be honest.
That's awful.
Yeah, he was
I
supposed
think
to
that's
be
a
here before
reasonable
me.
fear.
Can I get a psychology roll?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I actually am okay at that.
Nice.
Yep. I have a 70. I rolled a 37. I ween.
I have a 55 and I rolled a 54.
Oh, that you can spend 1 point of luck to succeed.
Well, I mean, I'm under, so.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you got a 54 and you wrote. Yeah, I got my
Yeah.
numbers messed up.
Yeah.
So you're getting the sense that the way he's talking about this pal, it's not a pal.
It's fine.
We're not here to judge.
He has
don't
the
care.
vibe of someone, and looking around the room, you see that his suitcases are pretty full. Like the type of guy who probably is carrying everything he owns with him. As in, he probably recently got disowned for his friend.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Anna's making a mental note that this would be a very controversial character, and maybe she could get something out of that.
So yeah, so I'm a little worried, but and my friend Abe was supposed to be here before me, and he said he was gonna
Right.
be waiting for me here, and the old guy he just keeps saying that he didn't see him, but I know he was here. He said he was coming to the he said he was coming here.
Yes,
Yeah.
we believe you. Now, we're also looking for somebody who said that they were going to be stopping here just for maybe a few nights. Have you seen... You've been here for 2 weeks. Have you seen this young man? And she'll show him the picture of James.
Oh yeah, I saw that guy the night I pulled in here, but I didn't get a chance to say hello.
That's
Um,
okay. Did you only
Sawyer.
see him the once?
Yeah, his car was gone by the time I woke up in the morning. Look, if those old idiots say he wasn't here, they're either fools or they're lying. I reckon the latter, and
I believe
I'm thinking
you.
I may just go
Yeah.
bring the police in on this if Abe doesn't get here soon.
Let's wait on that. I think we need to do a little more investigating ourselves before we involve the police. I think we might be able to get a little farther than they can at first.
When the cops show up, people just shut down, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Look, I know they gotta have some type of. They've gotta have some type of.
They've got secrets.
Definitely.
I gotta. Excuse me. I gotta get in there and
That's you.
I gotta get in there and try to find something. They're in their
Minerva
workshop.
Minerva will take the chance and just kind of not put an arm around him, but kind of, just give him a little reassurance on the arm. And it's like, we understand. We're feeling the same way. I think we can possibly help each other out in this instance.
If you want, I was thinking that I could try to. I know that they carry keys on them, both of the old guys. The the old one's never out, like when it's bright out.
Right.
But the younger one of them, William, that jerk's always out. I was thinking maybe I could bump into him or give him a shakedown for the keys or something. But if you're in on this too, look, they're in their workshop all day long. I have no idea what the hell they're doing.
Where is this workshop?
It's around the side of the building. It's the side that faces the lake.
Okay. Good to know.
Up on the other side of reception. So if you go up, reception's the side that faces the road, right? So
Yes.
the workshop's around back. It's the one. It's the other ramp around the back that faces the lake. You go up there. Now I know for a fact that the old guy ain't over there right now. Like the wheelchair, the one in the chair. Like he's not out there
Yes.
right now. I can go cause some more trouble. If
Let's just wait. Think this over.
wait 2 weeks.
We've got a couple more friends. Now,
I'm
with 5 of
I'm
us.
gonna be honest with you for a second. There are a couple of options that have happened, and you rushing into things won't change the outcome on any of them.
That's right. We need to be calm and think about this. Plan it out. Now, I'm with you. I understand your...
A distraction is a great idea, but we need to plan
Yes.
it.
Yes, we don't want to rush. We want to take our time. Make sure we're finding out what we need to know. Do you think you can help us with that?
I can try.
Okay, that's all we're asking. Now, if you don't mind, I think we'd like to introduce you to our other friends. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I guess so. Meanwhile, outside, as you've been doing this, y'all have been just kind of like hanging around outside. You're kind of keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, you gotta go outside to smoke, so why don't we pretend that's what we're
No,
doing?
you don't.
guess
Not in the
it's-
20s. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
smoke in the
wherever you
doctor's
want.
Never
office.
mind.
Check the map, by the way. I have updated so that you can actually see what
Oh,
this
brilliant.
place is. So, I took a sec to do that for you. Pardon me one
Oh.
second.
I did
Merci.
see on the the motel Wikipedia page that they did need to like people who owned motels needed to work to like not get cigarette stains in or like ash stains or anything on carpets and stuff because people would smoke in rooms.
Oh man, it's rough. It was
Yeah.
rough back in the day. So that's the rough idea. Pretend you don't know about where each one of the guys sleeps.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meanwhile, outside, you are going to hear the sound of a door opening up above you, and a woman is going to walk out to the side of the railing and light a cigarette as she leans over, kind of looking down at you. She's not quite what you expected around these parts, to be honest. She is. Oh, let me just get to that page. There we go. Outside of room 7, she kind of leans over. She's a petite woman with dark skin that denotes that she's probably of mixed heritage. Curly brown hair, blue eyes, and bright freckles, though. She looks like at least one of her parents is probably black, and her clothes are frayed, but she looks like she does the best to kind of keep up appearances. She's leaning over the railing right now, smoking a new berry. And kind of just waves. Hi, Padre.
Yeah, good day. I hope you're doing well.
Is it a good day?
What?
Could have fooled me.
And any day where you're alive and doing the Lord's work is a good day.
I'm glad it's a good day for you then, Father. Hope you're having a good time out here, because it is cold.
It's part of the wonders of the world we live in.
You just coming to stay here?
Yeah, just a short visit.
Hopefully just for tonight.
Hopefully.
Well, you're lucky. You're on the other side, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes.
You should be able to sleep just fine then. I've been here for a couple of days, and the lake is not nice. There's all sorts of weird lights coming out at night. It keeps me up.
Like on the lake.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't want to naysay anything, but if you all brought food with you, maybe put it up on something. There's shuffling happening all throughout the night. I'm pretty sure this place has rats.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, of course. Gotta watch out for each other, right? Nobody else is going to.
Tip my hat to that.
Well, nice to meet you both. I'm Sarah, by the way. If I don't
Dana?
Father Stephen.
What a weird place. I'm glad I'm going to Salem tomorrow.
Drive safe.
Yeah, you too. Take care of yourselves. She'll snuff out her cigarette and head back toward her room and pause. Did you catch what that shouting was about?
Not all of it, no.
Anything juicy?
Someone's lost a friend?
Ain't we all? She'll wave and head back into her room. And it's at that point that room number 8 will open. And your friends will be able to wave you up toward Jacob's room. The red-headed squirt will introduce himself to both of you as you enter, and will kind of eye the father a little bit warily, kind of like you would eye a dog on a slacked leash. Like he might be fine, but he's kind of worried that he might bite.
Yeah. No.
Hi. Come on in, I guess.
Jacob, this is Dana and Father Stephen.
I hope we're not imposing on you.
No, it's fine. I hear you're missing somebody too.
Seems Jacob's friend, Abe, was supposed to be staying here, and they claim that he never arrived. However, he did see James, and he was here when you arrived.
Yeah.
And that was how long ago?
Well, he was. One moment, please. I'm just going to double check this. I realize the timeline doesn't make any sense if I read it correctly. Abe was a few weeks ago, but still hasn't arrived. Abe told him he was coming the night before his own arrival, and he's very worried. It's over 2 weeks. Yeah, so they wrote this module with an error. So allow me to go. So 9 days ago is when dude showed up here, apparently, or was said he was going to go visit his girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
So James 9 days ago. Jacob, I guess. Oh wait, hold on. No, I saw that guy the night I pulled in here.
Yeah.
So I guess he's been here for about a week and a half then.
Okay,
Well,
so we'll say a fortnight.
We're gonna say a little shorter than that because he showed up the night that. Well, you know what we're gonna just change the wording of the sentence. Oh yeah, I saw that guy the night he pulled in, but he was gone the next morning, so I guess he left. That's what actually was said.
Okay.
Boom. Module
Okay.
fixed.
Ta-da.
Whatever. I write modules too, guys. It's fine.
Pronouns.
Yes. All good. Ta.
All right, done. So yeah, no, he I saw him pull in when I was going out for a walk.
Do you happen to know what room he might have stayed in?
It was on the other side, I think. Yeah, he wasn't on this side because these three are busy, and they said that nobody stays in 5.
Right, that's where the brothers stay, I believe.
Yeah.
So no, I don't.
Well,
know
you
the
know,
others.
we suspect that he was in room 1, which is where Anna found some information.
He left a
Kind of
notebook.
What? He left a notebook. I mean,
She's
I
gonna-
think
Yes.
She's gonna hand over the notebook.
he flips through the pages for a second and skims it. Yeah, you know, I seen those lights too.
Lights? What kind of lights?
There's lights in the middle of the night sometimes out of the lake. It's some weird stuff. It's
Night fishing?
maybe. I mean those.
Kelly, sorry, since you took it off the Roll20, I can't read it anymore. But
My bad.
did the letter or what he wrote say that he had seen the lights at night? Because that would
did.
mean he would be on that
did,
side
yeah.
of the building.
One sec.
He said he went for a walk,
He said he
did
he
see-
slept walk. That's what it was.
slept walk, and he went for a stroll.
Yeah,
So
I just
I-
wasn't
I-
sure
I-
if
I've
it
also
had
It
actually
did
read-
mention the lights though.
Yeah.
There you go. It is not underneath the map now.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Saw the lights out there when I went for a stroll,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
and there were 3 boats tied up that night.
Yeah.
That's weird. No, I didn't see him like going for a walk or anything, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's not good.
No.
I think we need to get into that workshop.
I think you're right.
I agree. Now, when do you think the best time is to do that? I think at night. They're likely to be sleeping. And if
No,
we're quiet,
maybe.
might not make enough noise to wake them up.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know how.
Darkness
It must have
covers a multitude of sins, right, Father?
I don't know how to pick locks or anything though, so we got to acquire some keys.
Can Anna make a wild leap of logic?
Yes.
That your magician can do it.
No. I mean, yes, for that, but this is actually like half a sentence back.
Sure, go ahead.
The idea that that at night they would be sleeping. She's gonna say, "What if they're being extra deceptive and the one who doesn't seem to be out in the day is actually active at night?"
That sounds like a fair judgment to make.
That's a good point. Definitely more reason for us to make sure that we're quiet.
Certainly try
That
the
weak and
locks.
deaf old guy would probably not hear a brick fall in the same room.
People can be deceptive, Father. I'm sure you know. Not
You're
everything
saying-
is as it seems.
You think he's faking it?
People fake all sorts of things in books.
I think we can't rule it out.
This is where all of my knowledge comes from.
Unfathomable.
Right.
Now, Dana, you wouldn't happen to have a few lock-picking skills
Well, I brought
on
2
you, would you?
suitcases with me, and I have my whole kits.
Can you pick locks?
Of course.
Excellent.
Pick locks, carry
A
your own
lock is
gun.
but an opening that is awaiting my touch. It sounds.
She's a fancy
dubious.
modern
Don't write
woman.
that
What
one
do you
down,
want from
Anna.
her?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If we
well-
can't get the keys, Dana might be able to get us in.
I can get the keys. Oh, but if you can just pick the lock, I can just cause a distraction.
It might be better to just pick the lock and I don't notice the keys are missing.
can
And we
give
don't
it a
have to put them
try.
back.
Yes.
When are we trying this tonight?
Yes. Dark at night. What time does the sun go down around here?
Same time it goes
Bit of a
down
gloomy spot.
about everywhere. I mean, it's the middle of winter right now, so I don't know, 6.
All right. Well, we want to make sure that they're not likely to be out roaming, but you never know.
So one causing distraction,
If
one
we need
maybe
it.
at least one keeping a lookout,
Yes.
1 to 2 going in.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds reasonable.
Probably 2 keeping a lookout just to make sure you have all angles covered.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I can probably keep lookout. I'm fairly conspicuous, so
Fair.
Excellent.
Okay.
I suppose I am too, unless I get changed.
But if
But I quite
but
like
you're
that.
also yes.
You're the one who locked things.
You're picking the lock though.
Between you and me, Minerva, who do you think's better looking for stuff? Or people? One or the other.
It's gonna be suspicious if I go distract them with other people, or if multiple people go distract them. So, look, just let me do it. I'll go apologize to the old guy. I'll make a big production out of it.
You're
and-
the distraction. We still need 2 lookouts
Why do you need 2 lookouts?
Yes.
It's 1 door.
to cover all angles.
You guys criminals? Is this-
No.
No, but I just
Enthusiasts.
you can learn a lot from books. This particular type of
It's just safer to
of
have more
heist
eyes out.
is, you know,
Oh, okay.
it's in all the books these days.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
He has no.
2 heads are better than 1. 4 eyes are better than 2.
So,
All right.
back to our rooms then.
Yes.
Alright,
Meet. Let's meet in. Let's meet at Jacob's room. Around 6, and we'll make our plan and set out.
all right.
All right.
As as you head back outside, the rain is still tumbling down in icy sheets, and as you round the corner and head back up around, you will see.
I'm going to suggest maybe we kind of spread around and not all traipse down together as a group and traipse back into our rooms as a group, because that just looks a little bit weird.
Just all moving.
No,
as
we're
one
not
mob.
planning anything. Doot, 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 doot.
Anna's gonna say she's gonna go for another walk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have a quick look at this lake layout and head on back out.
That's where Anna's going to. So
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Before you
Not so good.
walk off, I need to tell you what I saw in your room. Scratch
Oh,
marks on the
yes.
door and I believe a fingernail.
Well, that is interesting.
Someone may have been dragged out.
Looks like. So if he was there, he was taken out forcefully.
Well, or someone was from that room.
Somebody was. For sure. Then we need to be
Be
extra
safe.
careful.
We have interconnecting doors to our rooms. I suggest we don't keep those locked.
Yes.
oh, you're on your own actually.
Yeah, you're on your
Yeah.
own.
So they're
It's
they
you and
always-
God, Father.
Yeah, well, I get that.
You and the Godfather.
Yes, the Godfather.
between you and God.
All right. So,
The Lord's riding shotgun.
well, so long as it's loaded.
Jesus, take the wheel?
All right. So, some of y'all head down toward the lake. What are the other two of you doing? So Dana and Father, are you headed down toward the lake as well, or are you?
I'm probably nervously going back to my room and probably looking around for rat holes.
Okay, so as you are headed back up to your room, you'll see that William is walking up the stairs already toward you with looks like a tray on his tray in his hands.
Heading
Oh,
back
I
to
think
the rooms
Minerva
as
would have
well.
mentioned about the sandwiches, yes.
Oh, she didn't. So,
Oh,
Well,
yeah, I
the
know she
father
did.
was there.
Father was there, though, yeah.
yep.
Oh, let me take that from you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. 4 egg salad sandwiches for you and your friends, as promised.
Oh, delightful.
You didn't hear. You weren't disturbed earlier, were you? A bit of a bit of loudness outside. Nothing to worry about.
No, we had been on a long trip, so most of us were probably resting at that point.
It's probably the best idea. I made these with extra love, so please enjoy. And,
Oh, I fully intend to.
it's I appreciate. Thank you so much. Do let me know if you want to get any fishing done.
I'm highly intrigued at what kind of things we could pull out of the lake.
Oh,
Well, I saw the boar heads that you had in your
I'm
main
very
office and the
certainly-
shotgun. I can imagine the size of the fish.
Make okay. You're just tempting fate here. Let's do it. Let's give me a what's the lie roll in this?
Persuade?
Fast
Is there
talk.
persuade?
Is it just persuade?
I mean, I got a 50-50 persuade.
Yeah.
All right, give me a 50 persuade.
He's a man of God. I mean,
This
you
is-
gotta
this is a
take
con- this is a
take him
contested
at
roll.
some face
Contested
value.
roll. So hold on.
Okay.
Oh, one moment while I check their stats.
Oh dear.
So we're doing.
Just in case this turns into a gunfight, I'm fairly confident that Dana's following the father and is on the way back to the rooms too.
Okay, so you're kind of
Gunfight over
Yeah.
egg salad sandwiches.
We
Murderous
should probably
man.
stay in pairs
So-
anyway.
Yeah, fast
Yeah.
talk is specifically limited to verbal trickery, deception, and misdirection.
Okay, so fast talk.
Yeah.
Give me fast talk.
Oh, I don't have fast talk.
Give it to me anyway.
This is not like or like I'm not being deceptive here. I'm being
I think
straight
it
up.
comes with a default of 5%, I think.
So you're not trying to persuade him. You give me a charm roll, just to be
could do that.
charming about your baiting.
Shenanigans.
My baiting.
You're baiting. You're baiting, and you know you're baiting. Give me a bait roll.
Well, I got 20. My charm is 30.
Oh, good, good. I think you guys about tied because I can't find his sheet, so I'm just gonna say that his surprisingly similar roll actually. It'll kind of like eye you up and down for a moment where you know that you're on the line. So probably best to pull back, but you don't think you're blown yet. You like, well, rest up, young man. Oh, hello.
If I round the corner and this looks like an awkward situation, she will walk up and do the pick a card thing. Afternoon, pick a card, any card.
Oh,
They're all
I'm gonna
different.
put-
I promise you that.
I'm just gonna put the tray down in the room. I'll be right back.
this one.
For sure, it's a business card again.
Oh,
Dana Baptiste, wonderful to meet you. I see you've met my friend Father Kolski.
yes. Excellent. Wonderful trick. I thought this was an actual card.
Fun to do. I have to get my kicks somehow.
Well,
Thank you for putting us up on such short notice, of course.
it's
We really appreciate it.
it's the winter season, love. It's always quite empty this time of year. This is, to be honest, the fullest house that we've had in quite some time.
Well, I'm quite glad that we can be of assistance to each other then. It's unfortunate that we couldn't find our friend here, but I suppose we'll just have to move on.
It is unfortunate. I told your friend this already, but sometimes travelers do balk at prices, or perhaps my hearing's not what it used to be. There's a chance he could have come by here and tried to book a room, but I was asleep or otherwise occupied, and a number of places along the road that are safe to park and sleep in.
No, could always check those later. Thank you.
Of course.
Is there any particularly popular spots for roadside camping?
Well, a bit up the road. There's I think there's a well, not terribly many that I don't get out as much as I used to. There is a little pull-in down by the lake that young folk use to go and be young. I could barely remember what that's like.
Lose a rabbit in a hat, yes.
That's quite the euphemism.
Well, thank you. Perhaps we'll take a look. I greatly appreciate your assistance.
Well, I hope the rain lets up for you so you can at least get a bit of pleasantry out.
I hope so too. I'm sure the lake is beautiful without it. I don't know if I need to roll anything for how much I'm talking through my teeth on all of this, but
Make me a charm roll too. Let's give me a charm roll or fast talk.
Sure. Oh, fast talk is better than charm.
You can do fast talk.
Oh, I rolled exactly it, I think.
I
What's
rolled
my
an
fast talk?
81, so I think you're okay.
50%. I rolled 50 out of 50
Okay.
again.
So he'll just kind of smile and like, your feminine wiles have bowled the old man over, and he's like,
Brilliant.
all right, if father wasn't suspicious, you definitely are. And with that, he is going to head back down and around to reception. The rest of you, Dana and Minerva? No, pardon me, Anna and Minerva.
Oh, sorry, Anna and Minerva, yeah.
So Anna and Minerva, you head down toward the waterfront. And the lake that you're looking at there is, well, there's not really much to it. As you're heading down, the sound of frogs, slow, cacophonous sound is heard as you're nearing midday today. There's a thick layer of mist that is being buffeted by the rain that forms across the lake. You can hear some splashes from the lake's brackish water, and the reeds in the mist that are jutting out of the lake's surface will sometimes twitch like a cat's whiskers. Downhill from the workshop stands a wooden pier. It creaks if you try to step on it, or even if the breeze is blowing very much at all. On the shores to the pier's right are two rowboats attached to ropes nailed to the ground. Probably so that they don't flood in the spring and drift off. Which way are you heading around?
Have a look at the rowboats.
Yeah, I'd like to see if there's like
Evidence of a third.
evidence of a third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Make me a spot hidden roll.
I just fail.
No, I did not make it at all.
It's too muddy and dirty out here to find much of anything at all. However, that doesn't mean that there's not more stuff around the lake. Do you just do a wander around?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Anna has a pretty high score in natural world and a low but more than the base score in science, and so I think, and then also a pretty good score in history. So I think like she's trying to see if she recognizes anything just to store as input for later. Like I'm not sure what, but
Make me a nature roll.
sure.
And while you're doing that, I'd like to remind you that this module is apparently set during December, and there are plenty of frogs out in New England, Massachusetts, in December. That doesn't feel right to me, but I'll roll with it.
Well, it's a spooky lake. I mean,
I'm pulling the module back and
weird.
saying that it's actually like it's early November or something like that instead. And it's just a mild winter. So
Sure. Yeah.
Well, considering the frogs are out in our back 40 right now.
It could just be a particularly warm lake.
Right? Warm for what reason?
friction.
Corpses.
Corpse friction.
Frogs are all worshipping Cthulhu.
It's
We
warm
know this.
corpses. I got a 40 and my score's a 50, so I succeed.
Glancing around the lake, you'll see that a lot of the natural fauna that would be growing on the side, probably not fauna, pardon me, the natural flora is a bit sickly on the edge of the lake. Those reeds are holding on pretty well, but a lot of the grasses are starting to brown and droop. It's getting near that season, but it kind of is striking you a bit strange. You're also noticing that there's no sign of fish at all. You can see nothing beneath the brackish surface, and only the occasional very loud croaking of frogs in the distance. However, you don't see any. You don't see any movement or the sound of splashing or anything like that. Just in the distance.
Okay. Oh, I had a question and now it's gone.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it really is. But what I would like to do is, as people do sometimes, and see if there's a rock I can pick up to just throw into the lake.
Absolutely, you totally can. And as you do, it is going to pierce the surface of the water, and the water is going to undulate and ripple, but it's going to bob slightly where the stone went in. I want you to make me a luck roll.
Sure. I rolled a 24. My luck is still 75.
And what's your strength?
My strength?
I'm just curious how far you could have thrown this. Strength or athletics?
My strength is a 45.
Oh, okay. That's actually not terrible.
Average is 50, so
Okay,
I'm
that's
just
terrible.
under average. Yeah.
All right, so you bank a stone into the lake, probably about 20 or 30 feet down, and it goes bloop, and you'll see that there's a film atop the water. Bill had been well, you weren't there for that, never mind, were you?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you
Anna
were.
was.
Bill,
The other thing I was going to add, I remembered the question, which was about the oil spill that Bill mentioned.
yeah, it looks like a bit of oil congealing in the water. And from the way that you're looking, it looks like it gets thicker the further you go down that way. As in, as the water ripples, it finds a bit more resistance to the northern side.
Okay. I'll point that out to Minerva and then I'll say, Bill, one of the other people staying here, mentioned that there's an oil spill, and he's pretty sure the fish are all dead in the lake because he's not catching anything. But looks like it's getting thicker over there.
And did the spill say what he's doing out here? He's not
just
looking for somebody, is he?
No, he was just getting out of the city. He wanted to, just relax, take some time to think, go fishing. But
Interesting.
he's not familiar with the history of this place, so he expected to find fish here.
Right. Okay.
Do you start walking?
Did he say how long he's been here?
No, but I think it maybe just a couple of days. I don't think he would have stuck around for too much longer if the fish were still not biting.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think Anna starts walking in
Okay.
the direction.
As you start walking that direction, you notice that the water continues to get thicker with oil. And as you move closer, you are going to see that not only that, there are about 50 feet from the pier, there are tire treads leading up to the lake.
That's funny.
Now, the lake has a bit of a tide here, or at least a little bit of a wash from all this rain. And it is actually, it doesn't have a tide, pardon me. It's swollen on its banks because of all the rain. But it looks like someone might have come up here to park. Now, this does strike true because William did say that kids come out here to canoodle, and this is about the place that it seemed like he was talking about. There are multiple ruts in the wet and dirty ground that show that multiple cars have been through here before.
Okay.
However, I would like a hard spot hidden roll, so half your difficulty or half your skill.
Right. Okay.
You could also use track if you wished.
No.
I rolled a 96.
Oh, God.
No, I didn't make it at all.
My spot hidden at hard is 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to take a step forward and looking at that. Yeah, it looks like some tracks have been through here. The ruts are pretty deep. Do you go investigate further?
Yeah.
All right. You take a
As
step
one does.
forward, and the water and the water and rain have slicked this so much. You take a step forward, and the embankment collapses beneath you, and you plunge into the lake, diving beneath. The brackish water fills your mouth and eyes, and you slam into something hard at the bottom as you slide a good 15-20 feet under the water's edge. She vanishes into the water. You scream, and Anna, as you open your eyes against the brackish water, the last thing that you will see is the side of a black car that's been rolled into the water, into its watery grave that matches the description on that photo. We'll find out more, though, next time when we do part 2 of Call of Cthulhu, Servants of the Lake.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Num num num. Poison sandwich. Num num.
It's delicious, and you know it.
This
A
egg
delicious-
tastes funny.
Really
A
tastes the
delicious
hemlock.
egg hemlock sandwich.
It's great. It's great.
Very eggy.
Literally, Kelly, because of my brain, as soon as you were saying hemlock earlier, I was like, we're going to get poisoned, aren't we?
I know. I
Yeah.
thought the same
Yeah.
thing. I thought
Yeah.
the same thing. What I need you all to do. So first off, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Second, thanks for playing, everybody. I really appreciate it. Third, we're gonna do some XP right now. So the way that this works in Call of Cthulhu is really weird.
Right.
So what you do, every skill that you failed a roll on, okay, only once.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So I forgot to tell you this before game, but I think we all remember. Let's
Oops.
see. So I only had you roll like 4 things. Spot hidden was one of them. I'm pretty sure everybody failed one of those.
Yeah.
Then
I almost
Listen,
botched
you both failed listen.
Something.
I failed listen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I failed one of my. No, barely succeeded one of my charm.
Yeah,
charm rolls.
so I
didn't
think-
fail.
I'm gonna
I
have to turn the prefab into an actual sheet, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea. So what you're gonna
Yeah,
do is
I failed my spot hidden.
any skill that that you failed on. The way that we do this is, let me just double check. You are going to.
I failed to persuade too.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. So the goal of Call of Cthulhu, and this is actually one of the things I really like about the engine, is you only gain experience when you fail.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that that works is
When you have to roll higher than your score.
is it you have to roll higher? Let's.
Yeah, because as you get better, it gets harder to level up.
Right.
What's it called though? Is it improvement?
Can't remember.
Improvement check, page 32.
Yeah.
Cool. So in Call of Cthulhu, the way that this works, improvement is that's 32. Where the hell is it? Determine occupation. How do you? Sorry, folks. I'm just. I'll cut this from the actual
All
version.
good.
I do get a big kick out of botching my spot hidden roll and finding the hidden thing.
Right? I
Yeah.
was like, "There's no way I'm not dropping you into this
Yeah, I
water."
thought that was
Mhm.
cute.
Also, I'm looking forward to that swim check that I'm
Oh no!
you know,
Yeah, don't
definitely good at.
don't let me forget that you have to swim.
Yeah.
Key background connection, equip, improving. Is it at the end of? I hate this book.
No.
I also don't like the way they have their modules laid out. D&D does it way better. It's just like the module, like the way that it's printed with like the bars and boxes. There's a lot of
Yeah.
information
Mhm.
buried in huge paragraphs that I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Critical success. I don't care. So is it that you have to do a skill roll after, or rewards of experience? When you successfully use a skill in play, you should put a box. Okay. If you roll. Okay, so we're gonna cut back in here. All right. So the way that it works is, you are going to take the skill that you failed at, and you are going to roll percentiles. If you roll over your skill, then you may immediately add a D10 to that skill permanently.
Nice.
Ooh.
So everybody do it right now. So
Okay.
So
So
I'm rolling for my
listen.
spot hidden that I horribly failed at. Yes, I rolled over 96.
persuade.
Oh, I rolled a 74, so that's probably over.
that's apparently
And
the
I added
way.
a 9 to it.
So this is funny because this is actually the way that I was taught. But in 7th edition, as I'm looking at it, it looks like anytime that you didn't get a tick, any skill you've ever rolled in the game, you have a chance at. It's just harder. So
Right.
any skill that you used. So for example, fast talk for you, my friend, father, you can roll for.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
give me a
even though
roll.
even though I don't have it, but
You made the.
does that count it as like your minimum, which is 5%?
Yeah. So you're
Wow.
basically good. Yeah, unless you roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4, you're getting some more. You learned how to fast talk.
Now, do we roll another D10 to see how much we add to the roll?
Yeah,
that
you
we
add a D10 to
improved?
the stat permanently to the skill.
Surprisingly, I just rolled a 7.
Permanently. So that still counts. So add a
I
D10.
know it does.
I get to add 5
All
to my
right.
spot hidden.
Nice. Jen, did
Nice.
you get anything? Do you need anything?
Yeah, I got all 3 of mine.
Nice.
Of the ones I missed anyway.
Cool. And you can roll for anything
Oh,
that you
Jesus.
succeeded on as well.
Yeah, I'll do that after. I'm trying to roll the actual
No, totally.
amounts that I got. And one of them I rolled
So
a
for
10.
ones that we succeeded on, do we roll to, and if we
You
fail,
still
we
roll.
gain
It's just
XP
harder.
still?
Yeah, it's so
Okay.
you need to roll above. It's just harder because the stat's much higher.
Well, my dice are being very nice to me right now, which is very rude of them.
Oh
Carry
no.
on.
Yeah.
I did
Ooh,
totally
nice.
fail to listen though, so at least I got some points for that.
Nice.
Oh, sweet. I just upped my charm by 10.
You're so charming.
Nice.
All right.
It's
Oh, I
'cause
didn't
you-
roll on charm. And I succeed. Never mind.
Seven done.
Is there anything else that I failed? No.
Library use.
I don't think so.
I-
You succeeded library
No.
use.
I succeeded psychology.
You did succeed psychology.
Yeah.
And someone else, Mike, you rolled psychology and failed.
I think that's all I've used.
So I know that, Mike. So you
It's
might have.
a pretty cute system. I've only ever played it once
Mhm.
before, so it's really, really quite lovely to be giving it another go.
Right? It's a good
And that was,
game.
tabletop with expert players, so I didn't have to learn too much of it.
Oh, the
So I
trick
got
is to
to
have a
up my
printout.
I got to up my charm,
Yeah.
my persuade, and did I do listen? No, I don't think I did listen. And then no, I did do listen. Right. It looks weird because I also got to up that one by 10.
Nice.
And spot hidden all got increased, and then my other ones did not.
Nice. All right. So, congratulations, everybody. You've survived the first half of this episode. Don't get used to it.
No.
Right.
All right. So, folks, that's going to be it for us today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Call of Cthulhu, The Servants of the Lake. And I hope you come back for the exciting conclusion where they're all going to die. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? No, it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
It's going to be fun.
Even if you die, it's still fine.
Nice. All right. So that's going to be it for us today. Thanks very much to everybody on Patreon. In particular, my divine producer, DM Michael Gray, my demonic producers, Soul Omen and Precarious, and my princess, the Patreon, Taryn, Buddy, Cubby Gummy, Trizelta, and Eolus. Thank you so much for helping the channel stay alive, and we'll see you next time here on Dork Tales. Good night, everybody.